So I'm going to be talking about some potential winners of the Prince Award, which is for young adult teen books. And Midnight at the Electric is the one that's probably closest to previous winners of the Prince Award. It takes place over 3 different time spans. In the future, with a girl about to go on a Mars colony because the world is doomed. She finds some letters in the house she's staying at before she leaves that talk about the family that used to be there in Oklahoma during the Dust Bowl, and those letters are actually also relating to the family before that, living in England in 1919, right after World War I, and detailing how they were struggling with dealing with the aftermath of that, and the Dust Bowl family is obviously struggling to deal with the Dust Bowl and Dust Lung, where the one daughter is sick. So it kind of relates all 3 stories back and forth, and the one constant character in all 3 of them is named Galapagos, and it's a tortoise. But that one's probably the closest to previous winners. The 2 that I think one of them should win are The Hate You Give and Long Way Down. Long Way Down is by Jason Reynolds. It is entirely in verse, and it takes place over the course of 67 seconds as the 15-year-old boy is riding down an elevator after stealing his brother's gun after his brother was just shot on the street. So it takes place as he rides down the elevator, and he's on the 7th floor, so every floor he stops at, a different person from his brother or family's past kind of talks to him about the history behind the gun violence in their community, in their neighborhood. And since it's written in verse, it moves really fast, and it's actually a very beautifully written book, and it's kind of very relevant to what's been going on in the news today. The third book, is The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas, and it's a little more closer to what's been going on with the Black Lives Matter movement. It follows a 16-year-old girl named Star, who is living in a very poor neighborhood while also attending school in a suburban neighborhood where the school is a very private, wealthy private school. And she witnesses her childhood best friend being shot by a police officer while he was unarmed, and it ends up making national news, and she struggles throughout the book with dealing with the attention that's getting both nationally and between her community, some not so savory people in the community, and then those who go to her school. So it's focusing on her struggle with trying to cope with those different types of communities grasping around that issue. But my favorite of the 3 is Long Way Down.